What's up, dude?
Nothing much, good sir. Just talking with people about this movie.
Yeah, look, I don't want to. I couldn't help. I had to talk to someone, so I turned on my. I turned on the Justin app on the ride back, and I don't know how well it worked. I don't know if anyone was able to hear anything, but I got most of it out of my system. But that's the. For those guys just joining us, I'm about to take a big old fat dump on Prometheus. Let me start. Oh, wait, what's that?
I'm going to say this right now. I'm actually scared for the future Blade Runner project.
Oh, wait, okay, maybe. All right.
I'm scared. I'm literally scared now because if this is as hollow as they're going to... Like, if they're going to do Rider, we're good. But if it's the same writer as we had this time go around, we are screwed. And
okay, so let me say the things I liked.
Okay.
Okay. It was pretty.
Yeah.
It everything looked great. It was very pretty.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
I thought the design was excellent. I thought the actors were great. I thought the guy who played David was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. I love the ship design personally, to be honest.
What's that?
I love the ship design. Like I love.
Sure, all of that stuff. Yeah, it was sort of a Firefly-esque kind of spaceship design and everything. The problem is that I did not. I said earlier that I didn't understand the motivation of anyone. The problem is, like, their response would be, "What? How can you not understand the motivation?" We had a scene where a character comes in and says, "I am the captain, and I have only one motivation, and that's to get paid." He's like, yes.
And I am the person working for Wayland, and my motivation is to get the job done.
Right, exactly. And so it's like, I get. Yes, you had scenes where characters came in and loudly announced their intentions. The problem was you immediately afterward had every single character do the exact opposite of what their stated motivation was. And that's fine to do if we go through some kind of experience, a transformative experience with them, and then we see them, them elevated to a higher consciousness, to reach something or to learn something or to change. The problem is I can't. Who's the main character of the story? I guess it's that one chick. It seems like if she's the main character, I should know her name, or
I think I don't even really. I think my big issue was with the film is pretty much that it was a beautiful. The way I can describe the film very quickly is it was a pretty Fabergé egg.
Go on.
Beautiful. It had jewel encrusted things. It had a
very
lot of
poor nutritional value.
Exactly, none at all. And because like it had every bit of fan service you'd expect that film to have.
Well, and that's
fine.
I actually weirdly I hated the moments of fan service.
I did too, actually.
I mean, it's like I think it would have been better if we didn't see that shitty xenomorph show up at the end.
Oh god, that was so like especially when we I don't want to give too much away.
I'm gonna give everything away. Let me start. This is called Brian ruins a movie. So if you wanna know, you may want to turn this off. Opening scene is you've got gorgeous cinematography of New Zealand. And then, or I assume it's New Zealand. Every time I see anything that looks crazy, I think it's New Zealand.
It's some picturesque area with water. And,
right.
And great sky.
And you got some like super buff alien who like thinks really hard, and then cracks open this this vial of go-go juice, looks at the go-go juice boiling in there, and then drinks it, and then his body melts and falls to pieces, and his leg falls off as he falls into a waterfall, right? And I'm like, what an interesting beginning. Surely we will understand what this means and why this is happening. And instead, there is zero reference made to that moment or that thing. There's no explanation given. It might as well have been a scene from another goddamned movie.
It probably was. It might in fact have been the better movie that we missed. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they sent the wrong file to us and we got like, the rough cut or something.
Yeah. So, and then the other problem is we talked about why Guy Pearce was in that movie, just to play a 92-year-old guy.
Yep.
Which again makes sense if number one you need him to like suddenly appear young, or number two if you needed him to like do something that a 92-year-old man couldn't do. But instead, all he does is just be a fucking old man.
Yeah, they put him in like this weird, like almost half mech suit to like keep him actually walking.
Sure.
To the end of the film.
Why could they have not gotten an actual old man to do that?
Oh, it's because they wanted Guy Pearce. Because they're gonna make a prequel of the prequel. You see.
Oh Jesus.
Because as we're going in the film, and we finally get into the whole ship area there, and we see like the head, which I don't even get what all the whole thing was. Like there's this big giant head with all these jars of like everything that this death juice, if you will. I don't get what the fuck was the deal with the head. Like I get it.
Oh no. The head was because at some point like you saw the hologram of the aliens like running into the bridge of the ship, but I guess one guy tripped, and then when the thing closed, it chopped his head off.
No, not that head. I mean the giant we worship the big giant human head. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't know what the story with that is at all.
Nothing. I think that's what bugs me about the film is that there's so many cool set pieces in the film that they should have been like, oh, this is interesting. If these are archaeologists, they are like the worst archaeologists in terms.
Oh yeah, or the worst scientists too. Like number one, who the fuck sends out a mission where after they're there and after they wake up, literally not one person knew why they were there.
Nope.
Like they're all like, so what's this job I'm here for? I'm like, motherfucker, you traveled light years in cryosleep states. Nobody could tell you.
Well, two of the characters had like a bet going, which is the only thing they really had in development. Was like, it's gotta be for terraforming. No, it's gotta be talking to aliens. Who knows what it is? But I bet you 100 credits it's gonna be this. All right, you're on. Like what does that mean? What does it care?
I don't know.
And then it comes this whole like, oh, by the way, aliens are in human DNA, and that means something important.
This pains me because I like Damon Lindelof a lot. I really like what he did on Lost, and I love following his tweets and everything. But if I got to place the blame, it's got to be at his foot, because it's up to the storyteller, it's up to the writer to give us motivations for characters and make us understand. The other thing was the inconsistency. People, they're like I'm a starry-eyed scientist who wants the ultimate answer to everything. I finally made it here. It's Christmas. Let's go open our present. He walks in and we're like, jars. I'm gonna get drunk and be abusive to a robot now, randomly with no justification.
No, none at all. Just like I didn't find the aliens I want to talk to.
Yeah, it's like did the look fucking set it up? So you're like, well, once I was molested by jars, and if I ever see jars again, I'm gonna lose my shit and start beating up on a robot.
What the worst part is, and this is probably the best telling thing of the film, is that whenever a character died, I had no emotional care that they died.
No,
It was
no.
cool that they
You
died,
felt no
and it was
connection.
cool how they died.
So
Beyond that, nothing more.
yeah, my complaint was that I didn't understand the motivations of anyone, but that's not really accurate. I certainly couldn't empathize with a single character. I could not understand where they were coming from or why they would do anything the entire movie long. David was the one exception, but even
That's
David.
what I say. Yeah, David's the only one that can even.
But even David was totally inconsistent because he's all about this one thing, and then he turns around and be like, "But I'm evil, or am I?" Yeah.
Which is like I didn't understand. I guess my issue was I didn't understand why he was quote unquote evil in the get go. I mean, I get that he was working for with some secret agenda.
All right. So this is totally super petty, but I'm really mad. Here's the thing. You can get away with a lot of crazy fucking shit. Look at the Avengers and look at the unbelievable bullshit they got away with. And yet, they did a perfect job of making me not care and go along for the ride, right?
Because they developed the characters and you actually had motive and you actually...
Well, and they also gave a wink. They also gave a wink and a nod to the things I was thinking at the time, where people would say stuff like, "Well, why don't you just blah blah? Well, here's reason for that blah blah." But they don't do that with this. And instead, what they do is they heavy-handedly set up these things that make no sense. Hold on. Like, for example, and it actually happened pretty early on. I'm going to put, is CO2 toxic to humans?
Oh, God. The whole atmosphere bullshit. That was probably the most bullshitty of things. Like
they said, holy shit, look at that atmosphere. It's 3% carbon CO2. And I was like, I think my lungs are like half CO2 at all times.
That doesn't matter. It was a fact of the matter, like, oh, well, hey, look, and then we're in this room where you can surprisingly breathe.
Here we go. Carbon dioxide content in fresh air varies between blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's an asphyxiant gas, not classified as toxic or harmful. In higher concentrations, 1%, it'll make some people feel drowsy. Concentrations of 7 to 10% may cause suffocation, manifesting as dizziness.
So 3% should be like your fault.
Yeah. So already like that was like that didn't make any sense.
The only thing that made in terms of that like world that made sense to like even be a danger was the whole like silica sandstorm kind of thing.
Sure.
And even that didn't make too much sense. To like, what's with this? Like, okay, I get that there's glass flying in the air, but.
Okay. All right. Well, so real quick, let me talk about the fact that they heavy-handedly walk in and they're all like, "Charlize Theron, why do you live in a room that has its own air system and it's its own escape pod? What a weird thing for you to do. I wonder if that'll factor into the story later on." Right? And she's like, "Well, that's up to me. By the way, I have this medical pod. I have this medical pod." Okay, now keep in mind, she's the one who insists on having a medical pod, right? Charlize Theron.
Here's a question I gotta ask.
Wait.
Okay.
She says, "I've got the top-of-the-line medical pod," right? At the critical scene, when the main character, whose name I still don't know, and I really ought to know, goes to use the goddamn medical pod, what does the medical pod say?
Like, no, it's for guys only.
It's like, "Sorry, bro, dudes only." Medical pod don't know chicks.
Exactly.
It's like, why the fuck would you have it? And then we watched 30 seconds of her navigating menus saying, okay, I said cesarean, but what, let me use it in dude language. Let's see. Major surgery, abdominal, remove foreign body. Oh, it worked. Great. And then she hops in and the fucking super duper medical pod with no anesthetic just fucking slices her open while she's, and with the clumsiest slow ass arms, and while she's flopping around like a goddamn fish.
Well, because she's like injecting like all this like random like all these like drugs in her. She's like, oh yeah, stim pack.
Right, like, but then the ultimate is that horse shit where it fucking just staple guns her clothes. And I kid you not, after being staple gun closed, major surgery. She's like, oh, it sure does hurt. And then they go in, and she finds the rest of the crew, and the rest of the crew, seeing her covered in blood and staples across her belly.
Keep in mind, these are the crew that pushed her over a scene ago, by the way.
Yes, exactly. And oh, that's right. They were about to fucking put her in jail or what? In space jail.
And then she just like comes out of nowhere, like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Right? No, she walks in. She walks in, and like literally, the line is like.
So, exactly. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? I'd expect like a gun or something, like hold your horses, hold your fire kind of thing.
And I won't say who it is because I don't want to ruin anything. But 2 hours in movie time later, not in real life time, 2 hours in movie time later, she is rappelling down a male body twice her weight off the side of like, whatever, I'll pay it out. Let's go.
I like things that perplex me. Even the whole idea of the alien race, and like we didn't even get obviously the answer of that they were trying to search for the question. We even in fact have a. I love how they had the whole we're still gonna make another film because we still have far more questions to answer in this world of like of traveling through space and time. And
the movie should have began. I would watch an entire movie that began where the movie ended.
Yeah.
Where it's just like it's her. Major spoilers coming up here. Plug your ears. There may be nobody watching right now. Is there anybody watching? Say hi if you're in the chat room, because I don't think anyone's watching. But the movie could begin with a bedraggled, staple-bellied chick in an alien spaceship with the head of a fucking robot. And the two of them working together to get from point A to point B. Like, that would be interesting because I would learn about them.
They could flash back to like shit that happened, and it would be like, oh, okay, well, there's
maybe minor, like you're like, why does she have staples in her belly? Why is she traveling with the head of a robot? You know, it's like all these things would be interesting, but instead, you just and the fucking dude. I'm a geologist. I like rocks. You and your biology could go fuck a duck. So I'm out of here.
I can't stand. I don't know this. This is
and boy, out of here.
I should be chipping rocks.
I woke up 2 hours ago, but I'm already mad because I'm not looking at rocks. I'm a geologist.
Do you belong here? No, I certainly don't. I does that. Or better yet, the whole, hey, look, it's an alien creature. How's it going, little guy? Yeah, you're doing fine. You don't look threatening at all.
It's a little bit weird, too.
That was so stupid. Like, if that came out, and I'm like, oh, shit, let's get the fuck out of here. It was
a bit irresponsible on a lot. So frustrating. Look, and I think I'm mostly mad because I think it suffered very much from like an uncanny valley. It looked like a great science fiction movie. It had the budget for it, and it had a lot of things that it did right, and that's what made me so confused by the fact that I just really, really didn't care. The Dork Knight wants to know, what about the 3D? We saw it in 2D.
Yeah, we saw it in 2D. If it looked... It didn't look like the kind of film that needed to have 3D.
No.
There's certain scenes that would have been interesting in 3D, like certain takeoff sequences and landing sequences.
Yeah.
But anything else, really, I'm like, well, we would have saw the whole like scanner probes that give us the map of the area, so we don't have to have sensor clicks that frighten us anymore.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't a case where the movie gave unsatisfying answers. The movie just didn't even set up interesting questions. Like I didn't even know who to. The only thing I almost cared about was David, and even David just went bizarro, making no sense direction.
Yeah, I really wish I knew what Wayland. Oh shoot, I could get well. Fuck it, who cares? We'll just everything else. I really wish I knew what Wayland had told him as to why to put like the go, for lack of better words, go-go juice in the wine. Like, what was the reasoning behind that? Like, what would you have hoped to find? I think that's my problem. Like, why are you like? I get you're evil.
It's like that would have been interesting too. I would love. That's a cool story. A crew that keeps getting sick, and then they slowly realize that their robot is poisoning them. That's an interesting story.
Go for like 5 seconds, and then he gets sick, and like, we gotta leave. No, burn me.
Well, and that's the other thing too. It's like he shows up like, we have a guy who's definitely infected with an alien virus, and so Charlize Theron's like, I'll be damned if I'll let that on my ship. open the door so I can tell them that they're not coming in.
You're not coming in this. I have a flamethrower because it's the only weapon we equipped with for some bizarre reason.
I mean, but even that's fine too. And again, you can have that scene with an open door and her shouting out of it, but fucking give me a motivation for it. Make me understand why you're running down and opening up the goddamn door just to tell people that they can't come in.
All right, I have another question to ask.
Go.
What about the zombie? Or zombie?
Yeah,
exit?
what was that?
Exactly.
I forgot. I was like, there was no. I was like,
No,
shit, there was a
this
zombie.
there was like this dead.
Okay, so
kind
you
of
got
other guy walking around.
alien suicide, and then that's never referenced, never explained, just a random my leg fell off alien. You got a crazy zombie. You got Mr. Punk Rock angry geologist who doesn't know why he's there, goes on a multi-year mission having no idea what it is, and acts like he doesn't even care why. And that movie was fucked up, bro.
Yeah, it was. That's why I'm giving. That's why it's a rental. Like, I'm gonna forget this in the morning. Like, every bit of this, I'm angry now because I'm more scared for Blade Runner than I am for this film. Because I know tomorrow I'm gonna forget all this. Like, all this is just gonna be like,
dude, I'm gonna wish.
Yeah, that was a terrible film.
I'm gonna wish I could forget all this.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Are you more angry because of the fact that, you know, you're a fan of Alien, you're a huge fan of Alien?
Nope. Nothing like that at all.
Okay.
I'm angry because with this level of talent, somebody should have noticed that there's not a single relatable character in the entire fucking show. You have except for David. And but David of course being only a supporting role. And the most interesting parts of him being just a footnote in there. You got main character chick who is just like willfully, she's totally unrelatable. The way she's all like, well, I believe because I choose to believe. And I'll say that a lot. And then you got her asshole husband who's one thing and then flips a switch and becomes angry and abusive, becomes another. You got the captain who flatly states that he's one thing and then does something else. You got Charlize Theron, who for some reason is dressed like a space alien when everyone else is wearing fashionable clothing. I could not relate to a single person in this whole thing.
I also noticed as we're going down into that other area of the med lab, if you will, that they had way better protective suits. They had like these sort of brown, really, it looked like heavy duty kind of like resistant to crazy shit suits.
So actually, Oki 1701 nails it. He says, I wonder if a director's cut might be better. I don't think I saw the movie. I think I saw half the movie.
We maybe, but I don't, I mean, like...
I know, I mean this sincerely. Like, I do not believe I saw the entire story as it was written or as it was intended. I never...
It's like a 3 hour, like it should have been a 3 hour film as opposed to a 2 hour, maybe?
I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you.
No, I agree with you.
I saw the shell. I saw an exoskeleton. I saw like 3 panels that looked fantastic, and if I just look at those panels and picture what the rest of the house would look like, it seems amazing to me.
Oh yeah, no, the set pieces were great. Like all the scenes were great. All the way it was shot. I mean, everything looked great. It did not look like a bad film. It obviously had a budget. I think it had a budget of like $200 million or something like that. I think I remember correctly. So it wasn't like a budget to sneeze at in terms of films. It just, and it wasn't like everyone's bad acting. Everyone was pretty damn competent in their acting. No one seemed horrible. They just didn't really have much personality behind them. There wasn't many lines for them to do. They all had their sort of almost base character types, and
it was really weird. The Dork Knight says that he heard the original cut was over 2.5 hours. Maybe it was good.
That was 2 hours, but ours was 2.5 hours. Ours was like 2 hours. 2 hours, like 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, no, because they started.
They started at 12, actually.
Yeah, 12.
2:30.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, man, I just didn't get it. It was a lot of shit. People, you can do shit that I don't understand, right? That's cool.
Right.
That's possible, and that works if you explain it and justify it. There was a lot of shit that made no sense in the Avengers. There's a lot of shit that logically made no sense in Star Wars. Yeah, but I never noticed because I was too busy.
There is a suspension of disbelief you go in when you watch a film. And you do that by building the world the way you want it to, by building the characters the way you want to, by making the person lose himself in the movie. I think you mentioned that when we were talking there at the theater. I didn't lose myself in the film. I've never seen Alien or Aliens. I'm going to be flat out honest. That's my secret shame, and you all know it, chat realm now. That being said, this had as much impact to me as it had to Brian.
Do you know what? I would love for you to watch Alien.
I think I'm going to have to do that.
And tell me what you think, because I bet that when you watch Alien, you'll be blown away. It'll be a totally, even knowing, that because half the movie of Alien you spend wondering what the creature is. You barely see it.
Right.
I'm going to bet that even knowing what the xenomorph looks like, and I think it'll sell it because it's really interesting characters trapped in a tin can in the far end of space, and you question everything and you're worried about it.
Well, because I think that was a big thing, is I never felt like the characters were trapped in any given moment on that. Like, the only time I ever felt two characters were trapped was when they're in the room with, like, the big giant squid thing. And at that point, like, you can just run out, There's other directions you can go.
Well, or it's like, or give a motivation for it. You can't. Anyway, Echo Square just showed up and he's like, still bitching. Yes, I am. Mainly because I wanted to get it done properly, since nobody could hear me on my ride home, apparently.
And I just want to join.
All right, well, that's it. That's it for Brian's Krabby Patty session. I'm gonna write more Scam School book stuff.
I will let you get back to work, good sir. Then.
Thank you very much, Roberto. I had a really good. Now, having said that, it was a great time hanging out with you guys. I am so glad that we did that. That was awesome.
Well, it was good to see a little bit of Scam School book too, and that definitely looks like it's going to be fucking badass. I'm going to say right now, chat realm, that looks fucking. Awesome.
Do you realize there is the first time I've seen it on an iPad going through everything. Almost twice the number of video illustrations, more chapters. Way more tricks. We're currently at like 94 tricks in book 2.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And it's gonna be $9.99. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, like I said, you should charge more, but I've told you that before.
I'm thinking about offering the public challenge of if we hit number 1, I will shave my head.
Now, the question is, what store do you want to target number 1 on?
Oh, definitely iTunes. Okay. iTunes is now. I know we got haters out there, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not asking you to love iTunes, which is part of the reason that I'm asking you to, or that I'm dropping book 1 down to 99 cents. That way, even if you hate iTunes, you don't have an iOS device, and 99 cents, you're like, fuck it. Let me just throw some. You give me $1, damn it.
Well, like last time go around, I ended up buying it both on Amazon and iTunes. I didn't really have big trouble buying it both because you had said, "Hey, we're gonna try Amazon." Okay, let's try that. I was just more curious what your mission statement.
Yeah,
is.
well, we got closest to hitting number 1 on iTunes. Maybe what I'll do is I'll say if we break the top 50 in Amazon and hit number 1 on iTunes, because I think we can. That's my goal.
Right.
Then I'll shave my motherfucking head.
All right, you heard it here. I will. Like I said, I'm buying it regardless.
See, Echo Squared is one of those. He's saying like anything Apple could die in a fire. Look, man, I ain't gonna. Here's what I'll tell you. Say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos. Apple has far and away the better author friendly. Your book can be up to 2 gigabytes on the Apple iBook Store. It's not possible to do more than 600 megabytes or 650 on Amazon. And Amazon, the bigger your book is, the more they charge you for content delivery on there. I get on iTunes, I get 70% of it, which is fair. On fucking Amazon, I get 40%.
Really? I actually had no idea that was the cut. I figured it was also 70-30. I didn't realize it was 60-40. Wow.
Yeah, no, they take the lion's share of it on there.
That's not good. That's horrible. I mean, because like for the kind of book you're writing, it's media heavy. I mean, it is taking advantage of the fact that, hey, I've got a computer in front of me. Let me put some extra annotations and such there, which you need that 2 gigs of space. And damn, really 60-40? That should be a reason enough for people to buy on iTunes alone.
Well, look, I mean,
to give Brian more money.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't asking anyone to love Apple, but I am saying that. I mean, If you love me, just buy it on both. How about that? Boom.
Yeah, I probably will buy it both, so it won't matter.
Echo Squared, I was surprised as well. As a matter of fact, and it increases. The bigger your book is, the more they charge you for bandwidth content delivery, which is bizarre. Plus, also the platform is far, far shittier on the Kindle. Kindle does .mobi, which is not even as advanced, and wrap your mind around this, it's not even as advanced as HTML1. HTML1, you could do word wrap around pictures. You cannot do that in .mobi. That's why you'll notice on Kindle files, you have text, 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 stop everything, here's a picture. Text, 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 stop everything, here's a picture.
So in tech terms, for people who actually know HTML, that means you can't float an image.
Sure. You can't do dick.
Wow, really? Because that actually now my brain just wrapped my head around that, because I actually looked at the whole Amazon format out of curiosity and see what it was. It looked like it accepted some CSS. And
yeah, I'll tell you what, man. You want to hear some legendary shit? Talk to John about trying to format cheats, cons, swindles, and tricks.
I've talked with him on that.
For
he's told
Amazon?
me some horror stories. Yeah, he's told me some horror stories in terms of how he had to get things working, especially when it came to getting all the video.
Man, this is nothing. This ain't Night Attack. This is Gripe Attack. This is like fucking sneaking in the middle of the night and being like, motherfucker, I just saw a shitty movie. Well, let me tell you about this. This movie was some bullshit.
We got out of a movie that we both thought was going to be the good movie of the year. We both thought this was going to be maybe the inception of the year in terms of
I had been saying that for a long time. It is,
and that's the thing. We just got out of that movie and we were totally let down. And you have to vent, because it's not Ridley Scott's not the kind of director that lets you down. And that kind of project isn't the one where we're like letting you know, like, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be the prequel to Alien. It's going to be Ridley Scott come back to science fiction. Everything's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It has all these cool things. It's going to be beautiful. And we get done and it's like, this is the thing I'm going to forget about in the morning. And I'm going to be mad that I forgot about it, because it should have been something a lot better.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
it's not horrible, but it should have been a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it, man. All right, look, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I had a good time hanging out. It was good seeing you.
Likewise.
I have 8 more chapters to finalize. I'm going to try to get 2 more done before I lay down and go to sleep. The book has to be done by tomorrow 6 p.m. That's my go time.
I heard John was mentioning you had to
thank you to everyone who volunteered to help with the proofreading. It's extremely helpful, everything you guys are doing. I don't want to say who or what, but I'm very excited about what may be in the foreword of this book. Tomorrow I'll know if it happens. Do you know about this?
No.
Do you know? Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know about this.
I hit up someone to help with to offer some words in the foreword, and I'm very flattered and excited that he said yes. The only thing is he doesn't have a lot of time because he's very busy. And what I'm probably gonna have to do is do an interview with him. No, it's not Adam Savage. T2T2.
Is it Penn and or Teller?
No, I actually hit up Penn because Teller did. Teller did.
Obama.
Teller.
Yes.
Teller allowed me to use his letter for the foreword on the first book, so I thought it'd be funny to hit up Penn. But Penn very politely, said, "Hey, for this kind of thing, you have to talk to our agent, Glenn," which I thought was a classy way of him saying no.
Yeah,
but oh fuck, I'll go ahead and tell you. I actually hit up Andrew Main, and he said, "You know what? I'm very flattered, but you've got some real juice, and I think you can get somebody more important than me. I will do it if nobody else will, but why don't you try for someone bigger?" And so I thought about it, and I ended up hitting up Richard Garriott, who said he would love to do it. Yeah, see, right?
No.
Right? But the problem is Richard is super busy. So
what is he doing? Richard's not doing anything.
He's doing a bunch of
dead.
I think here's what I volunteered. I think he has every intention of doing it, but I suspect he won't ever have that time to sit down and write, pages for me. So instead, I'm going to try tomorrow to get him on Skype, and we'll just do a back and forth question and answers, and I'll take what he says and I'll put it on the book so that he can write the foreword that way.
You want that screen burn. All Richard Garrett's doing is making poker games now to hopefully fuel the next Ultima MMO. I'm being very serious. That actually is what he's doing. He actually is making like Vegas poker games in hopes to fuel an awesome project that we all love.
I believe it. hold on. There's something I wanted here. I kind of wanted you to read
Go for it.
this. Let me. This cracked me up. Oh. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. So in the section here, mind control scam, I put here. I wrote here. I'll get. This is the audiobook version here. Hold on. So imagine this is an audiobook. I'm not sure which is the most impressive trick we've ever taught on Scam School, but I do know this one is far and away my favorite. It required over 100 video shoots, 60 plus hours of editing and uploads, and can be performed literally anytime, anywhere. Oh, and plus, this trick was performed on the International Space Station. Read that again, because it's been 4 years and even I still don't believe it. Hold on. Oh, wait, there we go. If I ever get my hands on a time machine, I won't change a single thing about history, but I will travel back to Brian Brushwood in 8th grade just to tell him, dude, you know Richard Garriott, Lord British, the guy who made all those Ultimate video games you love and won't stop playing? Well, in the future, he becomes so rich that he buys a trip to the International Space Station. Also, there's going to be an International Space Station. Anyway, by the time this happens, you're going to be an internet famous magician who invents tricks and hosts a show called Scam School, and he's going to do a trick you invented in space. Oh yeah, you should also know that there's going to be this thing called the internet and pogs and boy bands, and eventually mustaches come back into fashion, but only ironically. I gotta go. Wait! Also, buy stock in Yahoo, but sell before 2001. I rather enjoyed that.
You know, it's funny. I think that might have been one of the first tricks that I actually used from Scam School on somebody, was the whole video thing. I forgot what I used it on. I think I used it over like text message before.
That's awesome, dude.
So I know I've used this one. I know I did with chat. It actually fooled one of my friends. I had to actually explain to him. I had to almost explain the joke and the gag just to actually get the trick to pull off. It was so weird because like, yeah, I searched that. It's there. So what? I'm like, but
you're not impressed that he read your mind?
I don't think they understood what I was trying to do. I might have botched it the first time.
That's hilarious. Okay, look. I'm gonna
shut it. Work.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to work. I love all you guys. We'll see you guys later on. Bye, Roberto.
Take care.
Your kingdom's always fell, and if you did know the truth, you wouldn't promise.